Tain live.
Oh gosh, I tell you. The technology. Woo!
Gotta love it.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, why do I suffer through technology this way so much? What is going on?
Doc, everything can't be easy for you. Some things. Everything can't be easy. Got to give you a
Oh,
couple of roadblocks here and there to keep
oh
you.
my goodness. I'm like, today has just been like exhausting. And then now you having tech issues. And I'm like, I was just there and then I disappeared and then I couldn't get back. And I'm like, what would I do if KJ wasn't here right now?
Right. I thought KJ was still down on the beach in that.
No. He came back. He had some stuff to do. I'm so glad he wasn't on the beach because I'd just be a talking little going on. So I know we have some folks coming in. And we always, I take this and share it with other groups and things like that, the B niche groups and stuff. But I just want to thank you for, showing up and doing it, because this came about because someone at Teach at the Beach, I believe it was Tameka McDaniel, said, can we get a cryptocurrency class or something like that? And, we're all about investing, right? So
Yes.
whether it's investing in real estate or crypto, or we don't care. I don't care if you flip sneakers, right? It's about making money so that you can go do other things.
That's
and
right.
Replace some of that time and, other stuff. And so I pulled you to the side and I said, hey, Steve, can you teach a quick thing at, and you were like, sure. I'm like, okay, cool. So here we have it.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to delay, your presentation anymore. Folks are showing up, and for those who can't make it right now, they can watch the replay. But again, thank you again for coming on and talking about, crypto. So absolutely. I see you have a presentation, and because I was fumbling around with this darn tech stuff for the last 10 minutes.
Yes.
I'm just going to fade to the black. I don't even want to touch the thing that says remove. I swear. Yeah. I swear I don't.
It is, huh?
Because I may not come back. And if I don't come back, you can finish on up and just know I tried. I really, this is just not this is not the tech thing for me right now. I don't know what's going on. So
no worries.
I'm gonna let you do your thing, and I'm gonna sit and learn while you do this.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for having me on. I like talking crypto. It's one of my second or third favorite hobbies. I got a couple of them. I got 10 jobs, man, and crypto's one of them. So, I do the loans, do the real estate, and then I do crypto. And crypto happens generally from like 7 at night till like 8 in the morning. So, because that's when the markets are open, they're moving. They're always open and moving, but that's when I'm doing a lot of research and doing some trading. So I always like to talk crypto. So I appreciate the opportunity. And, from Teach at the Beach, there's been quite a few people that have reached out already. So that's awesome that we had this so quickly right behind that while people had the interest level. So I appreciate it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what crypto is, why it matters, how to buy, what to buy, or how to learn more about crypto in order to determine what you might want to invest in. And then there's crypto 2.0. So I'm only going to talk really high level because crypto is multifaceted. There's many levels to it. There's many onions and layers to be peeled back. But crypto 2.0 is, so I've created a private group on Facebook, and I'll put some information out there. I can also put this presentation is actually in the private group. So all people need to do is go to the private group, which I'll show them what that looks like here at the end of the presentation, and they can download the presentation as well, or DM me. But I've put it in the private group, so we can, if there's some people that are interested in mentoring and next level, that's kind of where we can take it to from here. Okay.
Cool.
So the first thing is, what is crypto? That's a common question that many people ask. And, what I've highlighted here in yellow is just a couple of points to talk to, in terms of what is cryptocurrency. When we talk about cryptocurrency, the easiest way for people to understand it is think digital money. We have the dollar, right? We've got our greenback, and, the world is moving digital, right? We started this when the internet popped out. It's always been a progressionary thing. So everything is moving digital. Everything's going to be digitized. Everything's going to be tokenized. Everything's going to be digital. And cryptocurrency is the digital currency of the digital age. So we are on and in the matter of a transition to the fourth industrial revolution. We are in the midst of it right now. We have all gone to school and we read about the revolutions and, going from this age to that age. Well, guess what? We're now in that age. We're in the fourth industrial revolution transition. And I think the CV may have helped usher that transition in, but we won't go there. But cryptocurrency is digital money, right? It's digital currency. And it's developed obviously to be used over the internet. It's all based on ledgers and trust, right? So today, when you deposit money in a bank, there's a ledger, right? A credit and a debit that gets logged. Well, the blockchain and cryptocurrency is very much the same way. The difference is that it's decentralized, meaning this ledger that keeps track of everybody's digital money and transactions is done on what's called a blockchain. And a blockchain is highly encrypted from a secure standpoint. And it's decentralized, meaning it's not in one bank's location or in one location. It's the ledger is built across many computers across the world, right? So there are transactions that occur, like when you buy something from me, or if I sign up for Teach at the Beach and you say, Steve, you can pay in Bitcoin. You say you can pay in Bitcoin. Doc, that should be an option.
You can pay in Bitcoin.
That should be. And when I pay in Bitcoin, you're basically trusting me no different than you do when I do PayPal or anything else, right? The money shows up in your account. Well, same thing with cryptocurrency. I can pay in Bitcoin. It shows up in your crypto wallet, and then you give me my tickets, and the transaction works the same way. But when that occurs, there is that transaction. There are computers that are actually processing that transaction very fast, right? They're processing that transaction. They're encrypting it and decrypting it. And then there are multiple computers that are processing these transactions. When they all come to a consensus or an agreement, the transaction goes through. It just happens a lot faster than what we think of. And what happens today when we pay someone or we send money to someone is it takes 3 days to truly settle, right? When a bank does a transaction through the fiat system, through the SWIFT system, it really takes 3 days for that to happen because of the way money has to move. It just settles in 3 days. We see that with stocks when we sell stocks and things of that nature. In cryptocurrency, in the crypto world, it happens right away, right? So there's no IOUs that occur because that's what happens between banks sending money to one another. There is no high fees. If you've ever sent MoneyGram or Western Union, you know it costs a lot of money to send money. Well, in the cryptocurrency world, it doesn't cost much money. We're talking about pennies, maybe a few dollars, but it doesn't cost much money to send money, which is why it's very much in demand by a lot of retailers, by a lot of institutional investors and banks, because their transaction fees all of a sudden go down significantly because these transactions can happen much faster and much cheaper. So we're talking about digital money. When we talk about cryptocurrency, this is digital money. This is the fourth industrial revolution. This is moving into a digital age. We're moving away from the old world. We're moving into the new world. The federal chairman Powell talks about that. We're not going back to the old way of doing things. What he's talking about is we are moving into the digital world. Cryptocurrency is digital money. And that's really what we're talking about here when we talk about cryptocurrency, digital money. Okay. So I wanted to talk high level about that because most people ask that question and they don't understand. So I try to make sure that they understand that we're talking about money. It's just not the greenback. It's the digital money, and it's backed by a ledger that keeps track, and everyone can see those transactions. Everyone can see every transaction you do on a blockchain. Everything is exposed. Everyone can see it, right? There's no secrets, nothing's hidden. All transactions are tracked. Well, why is that good? Because the governments love to see everything that's going on, right? So we are moving towards the digital world. There's no way we're getting around it, okay? So why crypto matters? So I've talked a little bit about why it matters, right? First of all, it's an alternative to traditional banking. That's where Bitcoin is growing in popularity because people have been able to send Bitcoin, pay for things in Bitcoin since 2008, and they've had the ability to go around the traditional banking system. So Bitcoin is very popular. It's the biggest cryptocurrency out there.
Mhm.
It's the oldest blockchain that's out there, and it's the one that has the greatest level of adoption by people in the world. We've seen El Salvador converted to Bitcoin as a currency. We've seen a number of other countries talk about it, right? We've seen big institutional investors start to store value, store money in Bitcoin, right? MicroStrategy is a big Fortune 500 company. Michael Saylor has put a lot of his company's reserves in Bitcoin. So instead of sitting it in the bank, earning no interest, little to no interest, he has it in Bitcoin where he knows it's going to appreciate in value far greater than what the bank would pay him in interest. So Bitcoin is, while it's an alternative to traditional banking, we have to also understand that the traditional bankers are not going to sit idle. They are also getting into the Bitcoin and the crypto world. So, I say that because most people think crypto is, we're going to fight the man. We're going to stick it to the man. Well, the man is the banks. The banks run everything. So let's not be naive about that. Right. Cryptocurrency can be used to buy goods or services. Right. So you mentioned that I could pay for my TATB in Bitcoin. Well, that can be done right now if you want to go to a Dallas Mavericks basketball game or an Oakland Athletics baseball game, or you want to buy some merch. You can use your cryptocurrency to buy merch. You can go to Starbucks and pay. More and more retailers are adopting cryptocurrency and using that as a method and a means to pay. I went to dinner down in Teach at the Beach in Panama City Beach a couple times and bought some drinks and so on and so forth. Well, I showed everyone I used my crypto card. So basically what it did is I swiped just like a credit card or debit card, but it actually sold and converted my crypto and paid for that bill, right? So you can now use crypto to buy goods and services. So mainstream adoption is coming. It's coming.
We're using it in real estate, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And the great thing about using and accepting cryptocurrency as a means of payment is I would always do that. Because if I take Bitcoin or some of these other cryptocurrencies, it's so early in the game right now that they're only going to go up, right? So it may cost me $1,000, right, in fiat money, but if I'm a merchant, I'd rather you pay me in Bitcoin because $1,000 in US dollars, I got to pay some fees, I got to pay Visa, MasterCard, right, so on and so forth. $1,000 in Bitcoin, I don't have to pay anyone, and it's going to appreciate in value. So that $1,000 sale that I just made might be worth $2,000 or $3,000 in a month or two from now.
Got
right?
So everybody heard that? Everybody run.
Except Bitcoin.
Except Bitcoin.
Yes, except cryptocurrency. Allocate some funds that you need to run your operations in your business. Accept the cryptocurrency and then sit it over there and let it sit there because it's going to grow in value. So all of a sudden that sale that you made $1,000 on is going to be double or triple at some point in time in the future. So absolutely you want to be accepting cryptocurrency. That's why the Mavericks and Mark Cuban did it. That's why the Athletics did it. They're smart. They understand that this is going to appreciate in value. So I'm going to get paid so much more for that transaction than what I normally would if I just took the US dollar, right? So just keep that in mind. So that's why it matters. We're moving to that age of digital currency, of digital. The digital divide is really, the divide itself is now gone. Right? Most people have cell phones all across the world. And so what crypto is allowing the banks and the establishment to do is to bring all the money into accountability, right? Because eventually we're going to move away from the greenbacks. And when we move away from the greenbacks, all that money that's under the mattress, that we're all storing under the mattress or out there in the barn, you're going to have to bring it into the digital ecosystem. And so now they can account for all the money. There's a lot more money that's in circulation that they can't account for.
Right.
Once they can account for that, now we're talking about big time money that's in the system. And that's money that the banks want to get in there. So more importantly, how do we take advantage of it? How do we buy crypto? Well, crypto is much like you go buy a stock on TD Ameritrade or Thinkorswim or one of those other platforms or Robinhood. You can buy crypto on Robinhood. You can buy crypto on PayPal. You can buy crypto on Venmo as well. You can also buy crypto on a crypto exchange, which I would recommend doing because you're able to move it around when you buy it on an exchange. Right now, when you buy it on Robinhood or PayPal or Venmo, it's locked into their ecosystem. So they don't let you transfer it out to another wallet or another platform. You're locked into their system. Why that can be problematic is if the price starts going up or down, and we'll take Dogecoin for an example. Dogecoin, when the Dogecoin started going crazy, parabolic and going through the roof, people wanted to take their money out. And the exchanges they were flooded with transactions. They couldn't handle all those transactions. There may have been some funny stuff going on too, like it was with the AMC and those other, stock situations. But you want to have the flexibility and the ability to be able to transact. Well, if you're dealing with those closed systems of Robinhood, PayPal, and Venmo, you're stuck. You're really stuck. If they're overloaded with transactions, or they decide they're not trying to just sell that much cryptocurrency, you're stuck, right? And so you want to really be on an exchange or have your own wallet and have the ability to be able to sell or move your cryptocurrency when you want to. So there's a couple of US-based approved cryptocurrency exchanges. One of them is crypto.com. And there's a link to sign up in here. Same thing with Coinbase, but Crypto.com is one that I like because they have access to a lot of the cryptocurrencies, that are transacted across the world. They have some of the most common ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum. They have some that come out a lot earlier. They also have some capabilities to do some things in there, like get a credit card or a debit card that you can use if you want to go to the restaurant and you want to pay for something with cryptocurrency, right? So crypto.com has that card, which I really like. They also allow you to move your money right away. So Coinbase, which is another exchange that's US approved, Coinbase will let you make a deposit or let you buy something right away. And then they'll make you wait 3, 4, 5, or 6 days for your money to settle, right? For it to settle. Again, we're dealing with the old SWIFT system, right? SWIFT is let money settle 3 to 6 days. Well, Coinbase, a cryptocurrency exchange, is still operating in the SWIFT system. That doesn't make any sense to me, right? Like really, like you're selling immediate digital transactions as your service, but when we give you money, we got to wait 3 to 6 days before we can move our money. So I quickly found out that crypto.com does not make you wait. They take the money, they understand the money's going to settle, and you can move the money right away if you need to transfer someplace else.
So what are the benefits or advantages of using Coinbase?
Well, I wouldn't say there's any benefits or advantages. It's the same to the extent that crypto.com is. It's just that Coinbase has they have a crypto card as well that you can use. They are now a US approved stock, right? You can buy Coinbase on the stock market as well. The only thing about Coinbase is Coinbase brings cryptocurrencies on their exchange that they typically have some interest in. So once they get to the Coinbase platform, they're generally going to pump. They're going to pump usually pretty quickly after they get on there. But I wouldn't say there's any advantages on using Coinbase versus crypto.com, to be honest with you. I like crypto.com because I can move money quickly and transfer it to other places if I need to. And Coinbase is the fees are higher. But you know what? It's a necessary do. If you want to buy cryptocurrency, you got to go through one of those two in the U.S. There are some non-U.S. exchanges out there like KuCoin, BitTrue. There's a couple other ones out there, but those are some of the more common ones. They don't necessarily require KYC or AML. KYC is know your customer, right? You got to take a picture of your driver's license. You got to put in your social security number, all that good stuff. AML is anti-money laundering. Those are our banking laws in the US. And so crypto.com and Coinbase make you go through that process. KuCoin and BitTrue don't require you to go through that process, but you also can't link your bank accounts up with KuCoin or BitTrue, right? You gotta transfer stuff there. And that's why crypto.com is a favorite of mine, because I'll buy something on crypto.com and then I'll transfer it to KuCoin or to BitTrue, because you can't link your bank account up to BitTrue or KuCoin because they don't have KYC or AML. They're not US approved exchanges right now. At some point, I'm sure they will be, but they're not.
Right.
But why it's important for me to understand, like, how do I move the money quickly, right? Because if I want to jump on a cryptocurrency, I need to be able to make the deposit and buy the crypto and then transfer it right away. Well, Coinbase makes you wait. Crypto.com lets you move it right away. So that's why it's a favorite of mine is crypto.com. But it's good to have both, right? Because there's certain cryptocurrencies that are on Coinbase that are not on crypto.com and vice versa. But so it's good to have both. I would say get both of them because you never know, right? So that's how you buy it, right? You got to sign up to get an account. You got to link your bank account up to these. You may have to call your bank and let them know to remove the fraud guard that they naturally place when you're trying to buy cryptocurrency. Coinbase is usually pretty good, especially now that they've gone public on the stock exchange, where you don't have as many problems linking your debit card up to it. But crypto.com is pretty consistent with running into, you got to call and remove the block at your bank, because your bank is going to put an automatic fraud guard on your debit card when you link it up to buy crypto. So you'll have to be prepared for that, because even though you get it accepted and approved, you're going to run into probably a fraud guard. So you got to call your bank and say, hey, I need you to remove this fraud guard, and then your transactions will start going through. And sometimes you got to do it every time, but it just depends on your it just depends on your bank. So you want to link it up to your bank account, and then you can fund your account. Some people ask the question, well, isn't it risky? Yeah, it's risky. So maybe you set up a separate savings account that has a debit card on it, and you just move money over into that account, and that's the account that you use to fund your crypto account. That way, if you're concerned about someone, getting access to your card or getting into your account, whatever, you got a separate account that's set up that's dedicated specifically to just your crypto funding and your transactions. So that's something you can do if you're worried about that. Okay, because people ask about that all the time. So the non-US exchanges, KuCoin and BitTrue, those are exchanges that have staking, that have DeFi. And I'll talk a little bit about that. I won't go into great detail, but Doc, can you switch? Let me switch my screen real quick and show something. And then when I do it, if you can accept it, that would be great. Let me switch it real quick.
Okay.
Screen share. I want to show what the significance of DeFi, and when I say DeFi, what the significance of that is. So let me know. Let's see, is that on?
Is this the document?
Yes. Okay. Let me see if I can make that a little bigger, because no, that's not the right one. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me get to this one. Sorry about that. I put the wrong one up. So let's remove this. Let's share this one. So I want to show you the significance of staking or DeFi. Decentralized financing is the word of the day. You got it? Perfect. Okay, good. All right. So decentralized financing, what is decentralized or DeFi? People will refer to it as DeFi or decentralized financing. And what it is where your cryptocurrency that you may own, you can lend it out. You can lend it out and you can earn interest on your cryptocurrency. That's another big difference between our financing system right now. I could lend it out. I might not get it back. I may have to go get someone to collect it, but I can lend out my cryptocurrency through the decentralized. Again, we're talking about a platform that has many users, right? Don't know who those guys are. You got some people that are looking for that cryptocurrency and some people that are willing to lend it out, and it puts us together, right? It's decentralized financing. And certain cryptocurrencies pay interest. So what you see on your screen is interest that's being paid for me if I own those cryptocurrencies for me to lend it out. All right. Let me move a little bit because they're doing some work outside on the patio and they just came back from lunch. So bear with me for a sec as I move my location. Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So what you see there is you see the interest that's being paid. You see the WOW, the 185.61%. That is the amount of interest that particular cryptocurrency was paying earlier this year. It was in high demand. There wasn't many cryptocurrencies for Hydra staked, and they were paying 185%. So if I'm a person that has money in my bank account, I need to do the research and understand what Hydra is, for example. And then once I feel comfortable with it, I need to put some money in Hydra, and that's what I did, right? So if you look at some of these others, like KSM over to the right, like DOT right below that, 11% interest, 10% interest. That's the amount of interest that I'm being paid to take my cryptocurrency and stake it on this platform. So that is what I get for placing it there. The money I have in my bank account probably pays me 0.01.
The joke.
Right? So this is the significance of DeFi. This is the significance of DeFi. DeFi is lending and borrowing and utilizing your cryptocurrency to earn money. And DeFi is the new banking. It's the new banking. In the crypto world, it's been there for a while, right? But as we make this transition, people will buy cryptocurrency and then they'll just hold it and sit there. Well, there's so much more to crypto than just buying it and waiting for the price to go up. There's utilizing your cryptocurrency, right? So this allows me to utilize my cryptocurrency by lending it out, and I'm making money on that, right? So I've got enough money in there where I'm probably getting about $100 a day of free cryptocurrency, which I then can take it, sell it, take it into dollars and run into my bank account and go spend it
Right.
at Best Buy if I wanted to, right? So this is DeFi. This is because people need this cryptocurrency in order to transact on the blockchain. So you got programmers out there who are working on that blockchain, right? Those programmers can only transact if they have enough cryptocurrency to secure their efforts. So they can't just come in and start working on the blockchain. They have to come in with collateral, right? In case something happens, those companies want to make sure that that person is legit. Well, one of the ways you can be legit is you got to have the cryptocurrency to put up as collateral to work on that blockchain and to do those transactions.
And that's where you come in.
That's right. And so they need it. I have it. So I lend it to them. They're making probably 500% interest, right? Doing what they do, but they're programmers, they're developers, right? So that's what they do. And they say, okay, well, we'll give you 185% interest in back. And I say, well, great. I'll give you all my money for 100. But only afford to invest in cryptocurrency what you want to lose, right? Just assume that if you, just like with your 401k, when you put money in there, you don't know whether it's going to go up or down. There's been times it's been lower than what you put in there. There's times it's been significantly higher. So, you only invest money that you're willing to lose. But I wanted to share this with you so that the concept of decentralized financing had some real visuals behind it, because that's what decentralized financing is. It's about lending your cryptocurrency out to make money, to earn interest. And in crypto world, it's compounded, it's APY, and that's compounded daily. Whereas typically in the banking world, they ain't compounding interest daily, especially when they're paying us, they're not compounding interest daily. So I wanted to show that just so you had some perspective on that. That's Hydra. Doc, I know you know this, but
Awesome.
yeah, we talked about that to some others in the conference, but I wanted to show that one. It's not that high anymore. It's down to about 70%, but it's still 70% on each dollar.
Yeah.
So you can
70%. 70% higher than that, what they getting over there at
That's right.
That local
That's
bank.
right.
Oh.
That's right. So let me go back to my PowerPoint, and then we'll finish this up. Let me know you got me shared. Perfect. All right. So how to buy crypto. So you've got your US-based exchanges, crypto.com and Coinbase. There's links right there that you can use to sign up. This is in the private Facebook group as well, or you can DM me and I'll send this presentation. And then you've got your non-US exchanges. Not going to list those, but they're KuCoin and BitTrue. I don't want to be encouraging circumventing things and going to other exchanges. But so what crypto should I buy and why should I buy it? So I think it's important to do your own research, but I think it's important to understand that, this is a digital transition, right? And so every blockchain has a use, and there are blockchains out there, for example, like XRP and XLM and ALGO. Those are cryptocurrencies or blockchains that are moving money. Banks, companies that want to build mobile platforms to take and receive money. Those are US-based cryptocurrencies that are moving money. So they have a high utilization or high utility. And the word is utility, all right? So utility, like utilization, like who's going to be using it and how are they going to be using it? That's how you want to start looking at this cryptocurrency game, because the use case is the most important. Now, I don't want to take anything away from coins like Doge or Sheeb or all those things that are those cute names, right? They have popularity, they have community, and thus they've grown in popularity and utilization because of that. But really, it's about looking at cryptocurrencies that have utility and that are going to have a great use case, right? And I'll give you an example. I put something out there on XYO recently, and XYO is essentially a geocaching blockchain. It's very similar to when we used to have maps that were just maps. Now, when we go to Google and we look at maps or directions, what do we see? We see houses, we see trees, we see real life stuff, right? Giving us turn-by-turn instructions. Well, XYO is a blockchain that is doing the same thing that Google and Microsoft, Bing, and all those guys did when they mapped the US and mapped the world and then gave directions. Well, they're doing it on the blockchain. So it's got a high use case, high utilization, and thus XYO has exploded, right? It's gone from 0.000 something to now 3 cents, and it will continue to grow because it has a great use case. So those are some things you want to look at when you think about, well, what should I buy? What are some tokens I should invest in? You want to start saying, what are the ones that have the greatest amount of use and the greatest amount of adoption potential because it's got great utility. Not financial advice, not financial advisor, but you want to look at things that have great utility or usage. And then I've provided on this slide a couple of content creators that are very good, ones that I listen to on a daily basis. On YouTube, Bullzilla talks really good about research. His mindset is following the money. That's another strategy you can use with finding something to buy from a crypto standpoint. Follow the money, right? All these guys who are in Silicon Valley who already did it for the .com have moved over into the blockchain, which is Web 3.0, right? And they're doing the same thing. They're just doing it now in the blockchain world and in the digital world. And so it's the same guys, right? So you follow the money, follow those guys, find out what they're doing, what they're investing in, and you'll find some profits that will materialize, right? So follow the money. So Bullzilla talks a lot about that and has a lot of videos on cryptocurrencies out there with research behind them, who they are, who supports those, who's behind them. The Coinbase. So Coinbase, you have some people, they call it the Coinbase Mafia. A lot of tokens end up on Coinbase because they're ones that Coinbase and their supporters and their board members have backed since they started, right? So that's one thing about Coinbase. They're only going to bring on there who they have invested in a while ago before we knew who they were. And then there's a crypto teacher on YouTube as well. Brother Solid with his research. He talks about the Fed. He talks about the indicators, key indicators to look at, like how much money is the Fed pumping into the stock market, into the crypto market today, right? They've been pumping $1 trillion into the market. When the Fed pumps money in the market, guess what happens? The market goes up. When the Fed stops pumping money in the market goes down. So if you know that and you understand that particular phenomenon occurs, you start watching the Fed app, because the Fed publicly will tell you when they're pumping money into the markets, right? He talks about certain indicators like Tether and like some different things that you can look at and track to get some indication of where the market might be going and whether it's a good or bad time to jump into it. Very good, very solid. You watch it about 15 or 20 times like I did, and you'll start figuring out what he's talking about. And then Coin Bureau, right? On YouTube, my guy, Coin Bureau, guy from Coin Bureau, he has probably thousands of videos about everything you can think of on cryptocurrency, anything you can think of on cryptocurrency. What is Bitcoin? What is Ethereum? How do I invest? How do I buy? Where do I go to buy? DeFi, anything you can think of, he's done a video on, and it's solid. It's indexed. You could skip around. It's probably the best presentation of crypto education that's out there. So, so those are some sources in order to follow some people to find out some good information about crypto, about cryptocurrency, about blockchain, and also to get some ideas in terms of what you should buy. Okay. And then lastly, I talked a little bit about this, but crypto 2.0. DeFi, right? So once you've found a cryptocurrency that you like, you want to buy, now the second thing is how can I utilize that to make some money? And that's what DeFi is, as we kind of looked at a little bit earlier with staking on Hydra and stuff like that. You can just buy it and sit and wait for the price to go up, but why, right? Why not find a place to store it that's safe, that's secure, that's reputable, where you can make money off of your cryptocurrency? I have Celsius, for example. Celsius is a platform where I'm staking some Matic. I've had Matic since it's been under a penny. It's now, $1, almost $2 per token, and it's paying me 11% interest, and it has been paying me 11% interest the whole time. So I get almost $100 a week of free cryptocurrency off of staking with Celsius. So you want to find a place where you can stake your cryptocurrency and earn money off of it. It's not to just sit in your wallet and not earn money. Let's make some money off of it, right?
Spend
so that's it. Yeah, and spend it. Yeah, absolutely. Pull it out and spend it. Why not, right? So that's DeFi, and that's Crypto 2.0. And I think we've created a platform. If you look at this screen here, Tales from the Crypto Group, that's the private group that I've set up. You can go join that group, and the presentation is in there. And that's kind of where, from a mentoring standpoint, if you're interested, we can build our relationship right in there. I'll talk about high utility tokens in that Facebook group and that mentoring group. But Crypto 2.0 is the next level. So the first thing is how you buy it. Buy some things, learn about it. The second is let's find out how to make some money off that crypto, because there's a lot of ways to make money off crypto. So that's all I have. I wanted to share that with you and with your group. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity. And your group has already reached out. I probably have talked to about 10 or 11 people.
I'm sure they have. We're on it. Like, we need to invest. It's not all about real estate. It's whatever we can get our hands on that can get us to the next level.
That's right.
What that's 1 of 365 millionaires. How we get it? We need.
That's right.
That's right. We need partners to do that. And I know the last time you posted something on your page, and you were like, "Yeah, this is something that's hot," and I inboxed you, and I was like, "Okay, where is it?"
Yep,
and you were like, "Go here, go under this mat, go through this tunnel." Knock 4 times, turn around, spin around, do this. And I was like, what? What did he say? And then the last thing you said was, or call me.
Call me.
I was like, did that thing say I had to jump up twice? Put your left foot in. Take your right. I was like, it wasn't just like, go to this website and get this done. So I was like, is nothing wrong with finding out how, where we need to go, and me, I want to get to the front of the line. So that's why I said, Steve, if you've got information, but you also have to have something where there's some kind of mentoring or hand holding or something for your time, it takes us right to the front of the line, because I know that last exercise you gave me, I swear I'm gonna go find it. And
that's why I put or call me. That's why I put or call me.
And then at the bottom, you were like, call me. I'm like, oh my goodness. If I had to figure all of those pieces out, I'm like, man, I'd stop halfway. I'm like, I need coffee. The next thing I know, I need wine to get through the next part. I'm like, it's too much going on.
That's right. Well, that's what I've been doing, right? So since COVID spun off, right? That's when I kind of, like last year, in the beginning of the year, I got into crypto. That's what I've been doing, right? Just going down a rabbit hole. And that's what happens from 7 until whenever, going down the rabbit hole, talking to people on Clubhouse or Twitter, finding out things, and then diving in and finding ways. Because if you tell me I can get paid 185% interest, I'm going to find something.
I'm going to find it. And see, I went the other way. I went to KJ when he came home from school. And that's how I got into crypto, because he was in crypto. And he's like, Mom, you teach me more about real estate. I'll teach you more about crypto. Nice. And so I'm like, okay. So, I had to hear all the stories about the Dogecoin and all this. And I'm just like, okay, just show me where to press and where to transfer money. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know all of this other stuff that you got going on. Because apparently they were buying it while they were away at college. Yeah. And so I'm just like, I'm going to follow the kids on this one and figure it out. That's right. So I appreciate you, Steve. I know I don't know if you can see if there were any questions that you wanted to answer or take one, because we're right at the end of our time. I have a back-to-back schedule today, is Tuesdays. Yeah. So
let me pull one.
Awesome. Sure.
This is a good question. This is a dumb question, which is not all good questions, but is my digital account through PayPal considered crypto? I have no card to that account, just can only use on the internet. So on PayPal, you can absolutely buy crypto. So your PayPal account, right in your PayPal account with that money, you can buy crypto. and then you can get a card from PayPal if you want to, so that you can spend crypto. But in your PayPal wallet, in essence, you have the ability to buy crypto directly in PayPal. And same thing in Venmo, which of course owns PayPal owns them, and the same thing in Robinhood. So those are platforms where you can buy crypto directly from. If somebody sends you money in there, you can buy Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum, you can buy Bitcoin. Okay.
Cool. Well, Steve, I appreciate you. I am already a member of Tales from the Crypto group. The PowerPoint is in there. You guys know I'm all about group economics and learning from each other. And so again, thanks to, I think that was Tameka McDaniel, for even asking the question at Teach at the Beach that prompted us to get to where we are today, which was to get a yes from Steve for showing up and sharing his information and what he's found out about crypto. And he also gave us some tools to go and do some research on our own, which is also great, so that we can contribute to the group. That's when it makes it even more fun.
Thanks for having me. Obviously, people know how to get a hold of me, Doc. Thanks for having me, and I'm available anytime you need me, of course.
All righty. Thank you, Steve.
You bet. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.